Okay, welcome. It's been an amazing journey working with you all. Yippee, we made it. We made it. Um, Let me just drop a note. Let me just drop a note here. Yes, so just quickly do that. We made it. It's the final wrap up of the sustainability blueprint. What an amazing journey! What an amazing journey. Okay, so let's wrap up now, everybody. Let's wrap up now, everybody. Everyone, it's time to call it a wrap. Yes, it's time to call it a wrap. Oh, shit. Okay, so quickly confirm if there is no noise from the background. Um, Akin, can you do that? Quickly confirm if there's no noise from the background. I want to show you something. Yes. Yesterday I tried to combine our session on funding your school vision with the strategic plan session. So what we'll do this evening is we'll rush through. Just want to tell you a few things that we probably may have missed on our strategic plan, and then you log into our website to see the beauty we have in store for you. Right? Very beautiful anyway. It's about usefulness. It's about usefulness. We have a very useful tool for you there, and we honestly hope that you maximize the use of that the use of the tool. Let me see how we can make this happen. Okay. So the end result of all we've been doing so far is to ensure you gain clarity, you're able to align your system, you're able to hold yourself, your team accountable, and grow. And what will really point to the growth is the strategic plan. So look at the framework. So we've talked about some of these earlier. Right now, for assessing your, let me just tell you this, for assessing the current situation of the school, like what is it, where is the school at the moment, what is it at the moment, there are different tools you can use, right? And in the tool you have on our website, you would see SWOT analysis there, you see 360-degree needs assessment there. But there is this particular one that I love. It's called root cause analysis. Root cause analysis, right? Um, this root cause analysis is just like pointing, you being able to dig deep into the real cause of a problem that currently exists. So you could draw a tree, right? At the root of that tree, right? What is the cause of the problem? The stem of course has the problem stated, and the leaves on the tree, the fruits or flowers and all of that are effects of the problem. For instance, if you look at it that currently the school has financial leakages that you are supposed to, like, your income by calculation, you're supposed to have sufficient income to run the school, but by what is currently existing you don't have sufficient funds. So you now need to look at the cause. What is the root cause? The root cause may be that you give discount when they are not necessary. It may be that you don't accept payment at the right time. It may be that, and not accepting payment at the right time is not really the problem. I mean, it's not the cause. The cause is that you have the fear of, oh, parents may leave if we collect fees at the right time. So the root cause is you really, really being real with what led to what, right? So at the stem, that's where you have the problem, and at the branches, you now have the effects of the problem. So once you have been able to analyze, we call that a problem tree. That is a problem tree. You now need to draw a solution tree. For those who will attend our strategy class, we'll do this with you. If you'll have strategy session with us during this break, we'll do this with your team and we'll be able to analyze this better. Right. So if you have the solution tree is like the opposite of the problem tree. So looking at the cause, so at the root of that solution tree is that are those actions that, okay, if we do this, it will lead to this, which will eventually lead to this, right? So if you get it right, probably if you don't give discount when they are not right, probably we just do a no discount policy. And if we communicate our payment policy to parents at the right time and stick to our policies, right? That's like you talking about the solutions. What will happen next is, okay, we'll be able to block all financial leakages. And if you block off financial leakages at the you know the what we'll enjoy from that, that's what you'll have at the branches. Oh, what will happen is we'll have sufficient funds to run the school operations. Sometimes it's not, some schools it's not even the problem is not just even about not having the sufficient funds. They have the funds in a staggered pattern that they are not able to do certain things at certain times, right? So we'll be able to do what is right at the right time. So I just used financial leakage as a pro as for the cost analysis. But I love this particular root cause analysis because it was one of the tools we used few years ago that really helped us internally, right? And because one thing you should bear in mind when you're doing this root cause analysis is, do not blame external factors on the problem. I mean, yes, truly, there were times when we had inflation. There were times when exchange rates were really affecting businesses and all of those other external factors. Now, when you are designing your own root cause analysis, you need to take responsibility for, okay, what are we not doing well? In terms of managing these external factors, that will be your own cost analysis. Not that you now draw a tree and you say, the government is not doing this well. Don't. It's not a blaming pattern. It's not a I want to blame anyone. I want to. So I hope you understand. All right. So let's quickly move on from here. I love to explain things, but don't worry. Okay, so we've talked about all of this yesterday. all those systems that you need in the school, right? We've talked about this yesterday, building your action plan. Yes, we've talked about building your action plan. That your action plan must have the activity, the timeline, the responsible persons, you must have all of this. So, and in terms of so yeah, the planning phase, implementation, evaluation. Now, when it comes to why we call it strategic plan is that it's different from just saying something that is not realistic, right? It's about um let me show you something. Yes, it's about you having the planning phase, of course, where you have meetings with your directors or your management team, your consultant, people who are helpful, who can really help to diagnose the current situation and help chart the journey to a pathway to thrive, a pathway to sustainability, right? Now, the implementation phase is to ensure that these initiatives that were listed during the planning phase are actually carried out. And evaluation is you need to review results and adjust where necessary. There are times you plan, you execute, and you look at the execution. Maybe a new problem arises, and then you need to fix it. So you need to evaluate. You're not say because we have planned it, then it must always be that. There are times that you may need to adjust some policies. You may need to adjust some activities, right? So let's move on so we don't spend so much time. Okay, so I'm just trying to look at which aspect that we have not covered. Yes, we've talked about your governance structure. We've talked about your governance structure. Budgeting for strategy execution. Truth is, mostly strategic planning really don't come for free. In fact, what we're doing for you at Growth Master on this program, on this course, is really, really magnificent. I want to lie to you about it. Strategic session cost a fortune, and we're trying to break it down to schools as much as possible, right? If you cannot afford the physical engagements of having consultants around, at least if you go through this program, go through this course, go through the tools we uploaded, you would really, really come up with something fantastic. But if you can take it further, I can assure you there is more beautiful results ahead, right? So, yeah, link strategy to financial plan. You see, your strategy document must get to the point where you do financial projection, financial plan, right? Because the ideas, the corrections, some of the things you want to execute in the strategy requires financial commitments, and you need to know what each action, each activity will cost you in terms of resources, and know how you want to source the resources, or which resources to place first, which resources can wait, which resources do you need to get right now in August, which ones can wait till December, which ones can wait till next July, right? You cannot, all executions can't come at the same time, so you're able to face the executions. Okay, so allocating the resources by priority. Okay, I've explained. And then you know when to raise fund, how much you need to raise. Your strategic plan is what will point to all of that. Okay, so I've talked about effective monitoring and evaluation. You don't just plan without monitoring it, without evaluation. Right now, this period is the time for you to have your strategy retreats and reviews. Honestly, we'll be doing this with a couple of schools this August. Your strategy retreat is very important. It's very important, right? So, you, your evaluation, review calendars, tracking the performance, adapting plan, and I have a culture of annual strategy retreat. For us at Growth Master, our own strategy retreat comes up in December because we run an enterprise support organization, but for schools mostly it's August, while some wait till December or January. Ours is usually in December. We do ours in December, right? So make sure you have this as part of your calendar. It helps you stay on your feet. Building team buy-in. Whereas, yes, make sure your team is important. Your team, they are part of your strategy retreat. Your management team, your heads of departments, in fact, your teachers, your non-teaching staff. Select if you have a large population. I mean, a large number of people on your HR, you can select representative, but make sure that each aspect of the school is covered such that you are able to hear their feedbacks. They are able to also raise their ideas, share with you, so share with the team some thoughts, so you are not just focused on one aspect of the school where another aspect may actually drag down whatever you're trying to build. I hope you understand. So involve them early and have their contributions. Okay. Yeah, we did this. Okay, I said I would share a sample school plan with you. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll definitely do it. Building for the future. Yes, this is what we really want to achieve. We really want to achieve schools that last. Okay, schools that thrive, not just survive. So, and for us to really get this done, there must be proactive, long-term vision, building to last and thrive. So, right now, yes, you may be here at this reactive part that you're just surviving, not thriving. That is not a problem. What is the problem is after going through this course, if you are still here, that is the problem. That means that you have a problem with implementations. So learning is not enough if you're not implementing. That is it. Learning is not enough if you're not implementing. So move away from this surviving to thriving. You need to assign roles. You need to gather data. You need to um, um, establish your long-term vision and really build steps to that long-term vision. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to a close on this program, and we thank you for staying with us all through the weeks of the sustainability blueprint. If you're a school leader who's watching this later, not at the probably not at this time that we are live, be aware that we've had sessions, we've had 7 sessions earlier. This is the eighth session. The recording of the first session is not available, but you can always request details of the second, third, fourth. Every session really is a bang. Like every session really makes sense, and it touches every aspect of the school. So what we have done is we took school leaders through a journey to help them build a sustainable plan. So in all that we learned during this period, what resonated with you most? And what's your next step in building your plan? Reflect. Reflect about this and log into our website, check business tools, check strategic plan, and work out your plan. We are open. We have, I think, from around the week after August 18th, I think from around August 28th or something, calendar for that period is free. But right now, what's it called? Right now that we okay. But right now, um our schedule is fixed till August 11th, I think. Yeah, so for strategy retreat, our schedule is fixed. So you keep in touch with us. Congratulations to you for making it to this session 8. Yeah. So enjoy the rest of your holiday. Have a refreshing experience. Thank you. Goodbye.